Good day, class. So for today, I'll be talking about the module in Statistics and Probability Week 2, Day 1. So our objective here is to compute probabilities corresponding to a given random variable. So in the past week, we talked about how to compute also for the probability, having the probability distribution, right? By having the number of random variable and also the number of occurrence all over the number of possibilities. And then we also came up with equation, kung maalala ninyo dun sa function wherein nag-evaluate tayo ng functions. But what if we are already given a probability distribution and we are only to find out the corresponding probability? So before that, let us recall, we have the two properties of a probability distribution. The first one, P of x or probability of x is greater than or equal to 0 but less than or equal to 1. And then the second property, summation P of x is equal to 1. Exactly 1. No more, no less. So yung nakikita nyo sa screen ngayon, meron dalawang probability distribution, possible na probability distribution. Pwedeng yung isa ay hindi. Okay, so for this one, we have 1/4, 2/4, and then 1/4 rather. So it's asking for, if you are tossing 2 coins, this is the random variable B, talking about the number of heads. So we have the probability of 0, probability of 1, and also probability of 2. And we could say that yes, this is a PD, a probability distribution. Kasi if we are going to add all of this proper fraction, it would be equal to 4/4 or equal to 1. Now for the next one naman, for the next table, we have here, obviously this is not a probability distribution. That number makes it not a probability distribution kasi 13/3 improper fraction greater than 1. Hindi na siya agad pasok dun sa ating property number 1. Okay? So, let's have more illustrative examples here. So, ulitin natin. Kanina dito, random, dito naman, probability distribution of a random variable y. Okay, number of heads ulit. So, we have probability of getting 0, probability of 1, and then probability of getting 2 heads. So we have 1/4, 2/4, and then 1/4 respectively. Now, what if I am looking for, find the probability that at least 1 head is observed. Sabi, hindi lang 1 head, ang sabi at least. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pwedeng may mga numbers pa greater than 1 head. Okay? So, at least, pinakamababa na daw. Take note of this ha, kasi ito yung mga common mistake na nagkakamali tayo. Pag sinabi nating at least, mathematically, that is greater than or equal to. If it is at most, that is less than or equal to. So, for at least, we have here P of 1 and also P of 2. Siyempre, hindi kasali yung P of 0 kasi mas mababa siya sa 1. So, we are just going to add these probabilities, and that is 2/4 and 1/4. That's it. And then we will be getting probability of 3/4. For some students and some statisticians, they prefer to have percent. So, pwede din naman natin itong i-change sa percent, pwede rin sa decimal. So, 3/4 in percent is 75%. In decimal, that is 0.75. Okay, so let's now move on. Let's have here the data. Okay, yan. Ito decimal numbers yung given. So, the following data show the probabilities for the numbers of vans sold in a given day at a van dealer store. Let X be the number of vans. So, example here. If we are going to analyze this table, it only tells us that the probability of selling 0 in that particular dealer store selling no van or selling 0 in a day is 0.100 or 0.10. Tapos sabi, the probability of selling 1 naman is 0.150. The probability of selling 2 vans is 0.250 or 0.25. The probability of selling 3 is 0.140, then so on and so forth. Now, what if I want to know, ano kaya ang probability? What is the probability of selling at least? Okay, at least, let's start with at most pala because that is the example. Let's start with at most. So what is the probability of selling at most 3 vans? So probability of getting X is less than or equal to 3. At most 3 vans daw. Ano yung probability? So pag sabi natin at most, pwedeng 3, pwedeng 2, pwedeng 1, pwedeng 0, pero wala na ditong negative. So yun lang yung data na meron tayo. So we could have here, we could add the probabilities of 1. So let's start with 0, plus probability of 1, plus probability of 2, and then plus probability of 3. And then let's just substitute. We have 0.100 plus 0.150 plus 0.250 plus 0.140. So, yan class. And then we have, if we are going to add this up, that would be 0.100 plus 150, 250 plus 250, that is 500 plus 140, 640, or pwede rin natin siyang isulat as 0.64. So, yan. Yan yung magiging answer natin. So, the probability that X is less than or equal to 3, that is 0.64. Now, what if I want to be positive? I want to be optimistic. Okay. Gusto kong malaman ngayon, ano kaya ang probability of selling at least 7 vans? So, in other words, X is greater than or equal to 7. So, 7 pataas na vans. So, sa ating data, meron tayo ay 7 hanggang 10. Okay, so we have to substitute. We have probability of 7 plus probability of 8 plus probability of 9 plus probability of 10. So, we could have, for the probability of 7, ito siya, hanggang 10, we have 0.050 plus 0.040 plus 0.025 plus 0.015. So, let's add it up. So, we have 50 plus 40, that's 90, plus 25, 115, and then plus 15, that is 130. So, 0.130 or 0.13 or 13%. So, class, kita naman natin, di ba? Mas mataas yung probability na makakapagbenta ka ng at least 3 kesa at most 3 kesa dun sa at least 7. Okay? Now, let's have another one. What is now the probability that you could sell between 1 and 4? Okay, so if X is greater than or equal to 1 but less than or equal to 4. So, yan. Let's try to compute. Ano ba yung mga yon? So, we have P of 1 plus P of 2 plus P of 3 plus P of 4. Okay, yan lang naman yung mga numbers from 1 to 4 na meron tayo dito. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And ito yung kanyang probabilities, the corresponding probabilities. We need to compute for it. The corresponding probabilities. So, we have 0.150 plus 0.250 plus 0.140 plus 0.090. And that is 150 plus 250, 400 plus 140, that is 540 plus 0.90, that is 0.630 or simply 0.63. Okay, so yan class. So, yan na pala. Yan pala ang probability. So, we have here, we have the probability of getting x is greater than or equal to 1 but less than or equal to 4 is 0.63. So, that's how we compute for the probabilities, okay, of a corresponding random variable. Class, you just need to analyze the situation and then you choose the corresponding probabilities and then you add. Okay? So, that would be all. And then, we have practice exercises that we could answer. Thank you for listening.